Yo, what's good? It's Mastermind MMA, and this video is going to be on Floyd Mayweather versus Tenshin Nasukawa. As you can tell by the title, the fight is off. I was really looking forward to talking about this fight, to breaking it down, but it really doesn't fucking matter. It's not happening. So TMZ came out, they broke the story, and Floyd released a statement. Essentially what he's saying in the statement, I was going to read it, but it's way too wordy and lengthy, so I'm just going to condense it and give it to you guys. Basically, he said he was approached by Rizin to have an exhibition, nine 3-minute rounds, and it was going to be private, closed door, untelevised, for a group of very, very wealthy spectators paying large fees. So pretty much this was just, he was going to put on a fight for super rich people and get paid bank. And he said that when he arrived to the press conference, that he got blindsided, that they were making this like an official thing. And because he was at the press conference and so many people showed up, he was scared and he didn't want to release the information and he didn't want to He didn't want to like make a big disturbance. This is what he's claiming. I'm calling bullshit. I had a few minutes to sit with this situation and think about it. Not bullshit that it's not off. I do think it's off. I think it's, I don't know, the reasons, first of all, it doesn't seem cool. It doesn't seem right. All right, so you did a press conference. You came out, said all this in press conference, said Floyd is claiming he was blindsided. So because he was blindsided, he was on the spot, he played along, he didn't know what to do. Now, were you blindsided when you kept promoting it? Were you blindsided when you put up a picture on your Instagram with you in 4-ounce Rizin gloves signing a contract? Were you blindsided by anything else? Like, if it's supposed to be private, closed door, like no one's supposed to be knowing about it, why are you doing press conferences? And why are you like advertising and selling the fight and saying it's on New Year's on all this? And it's really seeming like it really is going to be a event, like a new Floyd event. I mean, all right, like, I don't even know if I should talk about what I even thought about the fight in general. I guess I am. I'm going to get my thoughts on it. So, dude, I've known Tenshin Nasukawa for a minute now, and I've been following his career, and I was surprised about this fight, but I wasn't surprised that, oh, who the fuck is this guy? Why is Floyd going after this? Like, the natural MMA reaction, what I got in boxing community reaction was, who the fuck is that guy? But I've known this guy for a fucking hot minute. So if you go back to, I have this series I do called Sky's the Limit, and it's where I talk about up-and-coming stars outside of the UFC that should get their shot. Now, I started this series pretty much because of Tenshin. He gave me like a real idea for it, and he had the skill level for it. And I was, in the video I did, I said, he was the first one I did for episode 1. And I was like, yo, this kid is a fucking beast. Creative, crazy striking. UFC should bring him in, have a couple fights, set him up to be the one to dethrone DJ. At the time, DJ was, DJ at that time. So when I started doing that and like he came on my radar and I like was watching him and I was keeping tabs on him and I kept up with him, and then he had a fight against Horiguchi, and in Japan this shit was fucking huge. In Japan this shit was the Mayweather-McGregor of Japan, and this shit happened recently, like not even a few months ago. So a Horiguchi MMA guy, Tenshin, kickboxer, 4-0, undefeated in MMA, undefeated kickboxer, has had over hundreds, like over like 130 amateur fights or some shit like that. A bunch of kickboxing fights. He's a fucking monster. He's a fucking beast. So they had this crossover MMA, the best MMA guy, best kickboxer in Japan, go, boom, Tenshin won. It was a success. It was the Japanese market. It was the Japanese market at the highest level. It was pretty much paralleling Mayweather McGregor in the Japanese realm. And this was done by Rizin too. Rizin's been making moves. And what kind of moves? Are they kind of sketch moves? You never know, because they do shit like Gabby Garcia versus that grandma and shit like that. So they're far from like putting on too. So see, Pride did some fuck shit too, but Pride, they had so many classics and like such like dope historical shit that other shit just got washed out. Now at Rizin, they're not having that historical shit. They're kind of having like, still developing, but dude, I thought that this shit was extreme when the fight was happening. I thought it was extremely smart from Floyd's part, because I thought, dude, Floyd is thinking globally. He's thinking on a whole nother elevate your brand deal. When you come to the table with corporations, you have all the leverage because you have such a wide and diverse fan base, and the demographics and your reach expands across the globe. Already you make billions. That's just going to perpetuate you and keep you in that billionaires boys club. And you're going to make so much money and have so much corporate deals and just generationally be like just king shit, royalty shit. So I thought that shit was super smart, because it's like the Khabib fight, Floyd versus Khabib, was just like, you fucked a hot chick. And now you're just trying to fuck her friend. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, dude, like take the dub. You fucked the model. Good for you. Like, don't play it out. Actually, that's not even a good parallel, because if you could fuck her friend, why not? But that's like saying, yeah, pretty much that example. Like, I don't even know. Or you get what I'm fucking saying. I'm not sharp with that shit today, but you get what I'm saying. Yeah, like the Khabib thing was just like a dilution and just cheap kind of. I wasn't about that. I wasn't trying to see that. There's no real intrigue to it either. That shit is just a total money grab. You see, Mayweather McGregor was a money grab with a lot of intrigue, a lot of curiosity, and a lot of plausibility. Khabib Mayweather is just like, what are we doing here? That's when shit starts getting out of hand, starts getting messy. But Floyd versus Tenshin, I thought that shit was fucking genius. I thought that shit was fucking genius level, because not only are you establishing, you're making history in a whole nother way, and you're getting so global. You're just taking advantage of how global combat sports is, and targeting into a certain demographic. And the Rizin market gets like the Asian market. The Asian market is open right now. UFC's been kind of like trying to dip their toes in that water, you know what I mean? When they had Kelvin and Bisping in China, they had a few cards in China and shit like that. They're trying to establish the Asian market. They won FCs, won championships, got that shit on lock. Fuck, man, like, anyway, dude, I thought that shit was smart, but at this point, man, I don't know what's going on, but I do think one of two things. I think that Floyd, I don't know. I don't think he would go this far. I don't know if he would go this far for publicity. Like, really announcing a fight just for publicity, I don't know if he would, but I wouldn't put it past him. Another thing. Maybe this was still in the works. They kind of worked out a gentleman's deal, handshake, nothing on paper really. You have my word. Let's go make this public. Let's start, because we don't got a lot of time. We got like not even like 2 months really. So let's just get it out there, start promoting it, get the hype. But it's like, I don't know, man. The story doesn't make sense. The story doesn't really. It is somewhat plausible, but I don't know, man. It seems more like what you would say. It seems more like a cover story. It's like what you tell the general public, but behind the scenes something else went down. I know it, dude. It just doesn't sound right. Unless Rizin really fucking just blindsided him like that. Another thing, you gotta remember, Floyd is doing business with the Yakuza with this. Rizin is the fucking Yakuza. So, I don't know if shit got a little too much dealings in the underworld. Like, I don't know if Floyd just wasn't down with that business practice. Because in Japan, I don't know if you guys know. If you guys don't know what the Yakuza is the Japanese mafia, pretty much. And they run shit. You know, they run the government. They run corporations. They're in the fabric of society. Yakuza is giant in Japan. It's pretty much like just, you know, it's just they run shit and they have a way of doing things. And the thing is, the Japanese are really big on honor. Even the Yakuza are big on honor. And if Floyd is kind of playing this shit, if Floyd is kind of doing this shit as tactics, if this genuinely isn't the story, like he got blindsided, they try to fuck him over, they try to turn this into something that it wasn't, and it wasn't agreed upon before. If this is the true story, then all right, like you're out of it, you got some big press out of it, whatever. I don't know if the Yakuza are going to pursue you in any way if that is the real story. You know, if they fucked you over, if they try to like get one over on you and it didn't work out. Now, if negotiations weren't going accordingly and you, Floyd Mayweather, did not like where things were going, you weren't getting what you wanted out of it, whatever it was, and you decide, you know what, I'm not legally committed to anything, I didn't sign any paperwork, I'm not bound by any, contractually, there's no legal language, law has nothing to do with this yet, it didn't come into play, I'm out. Oh, and because I don't want it to seem like whatever, I'm going to make them look bad and say, oh, nah, they didn't really tell me all the details. But now that I'm talking about it, now that I'm saying it, it doesn't really make sense. Because, dude, that's just a dangerous fucking game, bro. Like, you're going to... they're going to come at you with a katana and give you a death of 1,000 cuts. They're going to do some wild shit if that's the case, Floyd. Them billions ain't going to protect you from the Yakuza. Unless you have to, Floyd might have to pay an underworld fee to be safe. Remember when Conor got into some shit with the Irish Mafia and he got taxed and he had to drop some M's so they wouldn't come at him? Floyd might be in that situation right now. I don't know if Floyd knows about Japan and Tokyo, but you got too much fucking money to not know. You have too much fucking money to not know and go and do business with them and play games like that. Yakuza doesn't fucking play games, Floyd. So, hey, if that's the real story, you're putting it out there and you're just like, this is what happened. You stole might get some shit, but you're in the right, you're honorable, they might honor that. But if you're trying to do some Floyd fuck shit, wasn't even fully sure, I was just gonna announce it, negotiate, if I didn't get everything I wanted, I'd walk away, get a fuck ton of free publicity, keep my name at the forefront of combat sports without throwing or getting punched. If that's what's really going on, deuces, Floyd. Deuces, Floyd. Get money up, get security up, and I don't even know if that's enough, son. You already know it's Mastermind MMA.